Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today we just had the 3.5 live stream that went over Hysilens. So today we're going to be going over her kit so far, teams for Hysilens, how to build her, and my thoughts so far on her value. I also did upload a reaction to the 3.5 live stream, so do make sure to check that out as well. And let me know which character from 3.5 you're the most excited for, or if you're actually planning to potentially skip 3.5 for future characters. Lastly, if you enjoy videos like these, do make sure to subscribe to see more content from me, hit the like button to support the video, and now, let's get straight into it. Let's start off with Hysilens Kit. Hysilens is a physical nihility character who is centered around inflicting damage over time onto enemies, being able to detonate damage over time herself, and increasing her own damage as well as the team through debuffs she can inflict onto enemies. Starting off with Hysilens' basic attack, she'll inflict damage onto a single enemy. As for Hysilens' skill, she will have a 100% base chance to increase the damage taken by all enemies, while also dealing physical damage onto all enemies too. Hysilens' skill will be able to inflict a vulnerability debuff onto enemies, which will be able to increase the entire team's damage output onto those enemies. When it comes to an example of how vulnerability debuffs work, let's say in the case of Cypher, who has a trace that allows her to inflict a 40% vulnerability debuff onto enemies by being on the field. In the case of Cypher, you can see this as a 1.4 times damage increase for the entire team. In the case of Hysilens, she will also have a vulnerability debuff, and while the number so far is unknown officially, it is pretty nice that she will be able to have this in her kit, as it will nicely increase the damage output of the team. Now for Hysilens' ultimate, she'll deploy a beautifully fishy zone that will last for 3 turns, and it'll reduce enemies' attack and defense, as well as deal damage onto all enemies. Additionally, whenever an enemy from the zone takes damage from damage over time, Hysilens deals physical damage over time onto them, which you can see here from the live stream. Additionally, one of Hysilens' traces will allow Hysilen to detonate all damage over time currently applied onto targets with her ultimate. This will result in massive damage dealt from Hysilens herself. Now, as for her talent, whenever an ally attacks, there is a 100% base chance for Hysilens to inflict wind shear, bleed, burn, or shock on the hit enemy, prioritizing to inflict different states. This is huge for being able to inflict numerous types of damage over time onto enemies. Now for her technique, she'll create a special dimension, and enemies within this dimension will not attack allies. After entering combat, there is a 100% base chance to inflict each enemy with 2 forms of damage over time, being wind shear, bleed, burn, or shock. Additionally, when Hysilens does enter battle, one of her traces will allow her to create a zone with the same effect as her ultimate, lasting for 3 turns. And whenever Hysilens creates a zone, she will recover 1 skill point, which assists with the skill point usage of the team. Lastly, another one of Hysilens' traces will increase her damage based on the amount of effect hit rate she has, which the goal for this would be 120% effect hit rate. Overall, Hysilens has a powerful kit catered around damage over time, and is a powerful asset for damage over time teams, as she will be able to lower enemy defenses, inflict a vulnerability debuff onto enemies, which will nicely assist with the team's damage. She can inflict wind shear, burn, bleed, and shock onto enemies. She can detonate damage over time with her ultimate. She can assist with skill point regeneration a bit with one of her traces, and so on. And now that we've gone over her kit, let's go over teams. As mentioned, Hysilens will be a strong asset for damage over time teams, which one of her best partners is the recently buffed Kafka. Kafka is able to frequently detonate damage over time, inflict damage over time of her own, increase the attack of all allies by 100% who have 75% effect hit rate or higher, and she could deal great damage, especially alongside Hysilens, who can reduce enemy defenses, inflict a vulnerability debuff onto enemies, and inflict numerous forms of damage over time, which Kafka can nicely detonate, and so on. For the 3rd slot, you can go with either a damage over time character or a support. A strong damage over time slot can be Black Swan. She will be able to reduce enemy defenses alongside Hysilens. She will also be able to inflict Arcana onto enemies, and the team will be able to deal great front-loaded damage when it comes to Kafka's detonation and when Hysilens uses her ultimate, and then also great back-loaded damage when it's the enemy's turn due to Arcana from Black Swan, as well as the damage over time this team can inflict onto enemies. Additionally, it's more feasible now to reach 50 stacks of Arcana with this team composition. For budget-friendly damage over time options though, you can take a look at Luca, Sampo, or Guinaifen. For Jiao Cho, his E2 being centered around his damage over time potential can be an option to consider as well. You can try him out though at E0, but E2 would definitely be preferable due to the fire damage over time of his Ashen Roast increasing. For the sustain option, there's multiple options you can go for, as whenever an ally attacks an enemy with Hysilens talent, there is a 100% base chance for Hysilens to inflict wind shear, bleed, burn, or shock on that hit enemy. You can use Huohua for the attack and energy she provides with her ultimate, as well as a healing and cleansing. You can use Hyacinth, Gallagher, Linksha, Luocha, and so on. As for using Hysilens alongside Kafka and his supports, you can go with Robin for the team-wide attack buffs, damage buffs, 100% advance forward for the team, and so on. Ruan Mei can provide ult-type res pen, damage boost, speed boost for the team. Kirby provides ult-type res pen. She can nicely utilize Dance 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 to advance forward the team. Her zone will increase the enemy's damage taken by 30%, which is considered a vulnerability debuff. You can use Pela for the defense reduction onto enemies with her ultimate, as well as assisting with regenerating skill points, as she can nicely utilize her basic attack. Silverwolf can reduce all enemy defenses, inflict physical or lightning weakness onto an enemy depending on if Hysilens or Kafka is in the first slot, and inflict more debuffs to further amplify the team's damage output, as well as also assisting with being able to basic attack frequently. You can use Cypher for the vulnerability debuff she inflicts by being on the field, as well as taking advantage of her ultimate for the damage she records throughout the fight to deal massive damage with her ultimate, and so on. There is also Acheron alongside Kafka and Hysilens, which is the new version of Acheron alongside damage over time, Hysilens taking Black Swan's spot. This can potentially be seen as a meme team, but both Kafka and Hysilens will fit the 2 Nihility wants Acheron has for her Trace the Abyss. Additionally, Hysilens being able to reduce enemy defenses, as well as inflicting a vulnerability debuff onto enemies, can benefit Acheron's damage output. I'll definitely be sure to showcase this team for fun very soon, and more Hysilens showcases outside of that as well. So if you would like to see those showcases, do make sure to subscribe to see more content from me. Now, if you don't have Kafka, some options you could try is Hysilens with Black Swan, or Hysilens with Sampo, Luca, Guinaifen. It is preferred to have Kafka though, as she is easily one of Hysilens' best partners. Now though, let's go over how to build Hysilens. For her relic set, you will want to use the prisoner set, and for her planar sets, you'll want to use the new damage over time set, which is the C set, Pan Cosmic, or you can even consider Glamoth depending on your speed on Hysilens. For her main stats, I would recommend Effect Hit Rate Body, Speed or Attack Boots, Physical Damage or Attack Orb, and Attack Rope or Energy Rope. I personally have a preference though for Speed Boots and Attack Rope so far, but that is of course just my personal preference. For substats, you'll want to prioritize Effect Hit Rate, Attack, and Speed. For stat goals, I would recommend 120% Effect Hit Rate to maximize her Trace, 134 Speed or above, with 160 plus being higher end, and for the C set, try to ensure you have 3,600 attack or higher within battle to maximize this set. For her Lycone options, I would recommend her signature, Reformed, Remembrance, Those Many Springs, Eyes of the Prey, Patience is All You Need, Good Night Sleep Well, Solitary Healing, and so on. Light cones with effect hit rate can be seen as preferable, as they will assist with getting closer to that 120% effect hit rate goal. Now for her value, I would say if you are an enjoyer of the damage over time playstyle, then Hysilens will be an excellent option for you. Kafka will also be a banner in version 3.5, so for those looking to create a strong damage over time team, or are now just getting into the damage over time playstyle, this can be a consideration. I will be able to showcase Hysilens very soon and show what she provides for the overall archetype, but I will say I am definitely enjoying the playstyle with Hysilens being our newest upgrade for the archetype. I will also make a video going over which character you should pull in version 3.5 very soon, and I'd love to know all of your thoughts regarding Hysilens, and if you'll be pulling for her or if you're going to potentially skip her for someone else. I know we got some awesome reveals today, so there's definitely a lot of characters to keep in mind of right now. Lastly, if you did enjoy this video, consider subscribing to see more content from me, leave a like to support the video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.